Hello and all, welcome to the Galaxy Man Show. So for my very first guest of this week is this incredible singer and songwriter known by the name of Cliff Dorsey. So I'm about to add Cliff into the Galaxy Man Show right now to have a chat with Cliff about his music that he's created. So yeah, let's add Cliff in and have a chat with Cliff.
Can you hear
Hello.
me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Cliff. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm on the road right now, so I'm trying to make it work over here in the truck.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Cliff, for appearing on my show. It means the incredible world that you have joined today. Uh, to people that don't know who you are, Cliff, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Definitely. My name's Cliff Dorsey. I'm from High Springs, Florida, which is a little railroad town right there in north central Florida. It's got two red lights. The closest town that you would know of is called Gainesville, which is the University of Florida. Go Gators. Also, the hometown of Tom Petty, which no matter where you are in the world, I think you know of Tom Petty. Maybe we were born in the same hospital. I got to fact check that. But being in the same area, the odds are good. But yeah, I recently moved to Nashville. I've been living there since March of last year, and been traveling all around too. So it's actually kind of hard for me to really grasp living there. I'm working there quite a bit. Whenever I'm there, I don't know what to do on a day off. So right now, I am in Florida, and tomorrow I'm going to start doing some press for Bayside High School. Going to be raising money for their senior class there, and there's a lot of music students there. Going to have a talk about what it's like to be a musician, which every journey is individually unique. So that's kind of a hard question to answer, but I've been kind of thinking about that today. So I'm happy to be here. I got a song, New Neon, on radio over here, and it's doing pretty good. It's went into top 50 in the Music Row charts, and with some heavy hitters there. So that's been an experience, but been traveling a lot doing radio tours as well. But me, myself, I'm just kind of a guy that likes to be outdoors. Music has kind of taken over my time other than that. So when I get a day off, like I was on the Santa Fe River the other day, which is a little river where I'm from.
So we'll dive right into the questions now, Cliff. So for my very first question, as you mentioned, you have a new song out now called New Neon, which is a great title for a new song release. What was it like getting to create New Neon, and what's the meaning behind this song?
Yeah, so typically I write all my songs myself, whether they be co-writes or not. This EP, the New Neon EP, there is out of six songs, there's five of them that I did not write. It was a cut. So Robin Collins was the main writer on this one. Summer Overstreet was another one. And the Swan Brothers were my producers, Zach and Colton Swan, which they first got popular on The Voice, but their career has really taken off since then. And they said, hey, we got some songs, with them being my producers. They said, hey, we got some songs from our friends that we'd like you to hear. And so I was thinking maybe 10 songs. It turned out to be 55 songs that we sat there and listened to. And out of 55 songs, we cut five of them. One of mine's an all original, which is Jukebox Dream on New Neon. So I can't take credit for creating it. But when I heard that song, I said, I've been there. I feel like a million people have been there. It's about meeting that person that you get into a relationship with, show them your world, show them your places, and you take them to your hometown bar where everybody knows your name. Well, then it doesn't work out, and you two, now it's y'all's bar or you two's bar, to where now, unless you're taking shifts, you're going to run into each other there. And he doesn't, just lose the person that he thought was the one, but he also loses his hometown bar in the process. So he's got to find a new neon. So I feel like a lot of people have been there, and I really related to that. And I think that it was my first time cutting a song that wasn't mine, and it never seemed unnatural singing it because I've been there.
So on to my very next question for you, Cliff. So, like, you've also created a song called Girls Do, which is another great title of a song. What was it like creating Girls Do, and what's the meaning behind this song?
So girls do. Once again, it's one of those songs that I cut. but the meaning, which is also another Robin Collins song. So that was
Okay.
it. It wasn't, she didn't write all 55 songs. So it was just like, she's an amazing writer, and it really showed in the songs that we picked. So a girl wrote this song, and to me, it is about the magical things that girls do. How they take something that seems normal and turn it into something amazing. How for some reason you just can't say no. You know, like the mystery of what girls do. There's plenty of things that girls do, but that's one that, as the song says, keeps us coming back. You know, so yeah.
So on to my very next question for you. So you've also created a song called No Love. What was it like creating No Love, and what's the meaning behind this song?
Okay, so No Love. We're gonna run out of these in a second, but I didn't write this one either. So Red Farron, which has the song Jack and Diet Coke and Miss Summer, he's now starting to do his solo career. He wrote this song with Zach and Colton Swan and Josh Gleave, and it was actually a phone recording whenever I heard this song. It was one that they just added to the 55. They said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I just thought about this as we're sitting here. We wrote this song the other day. What do you think?" And No Love is, I love country songs that have a groove to them. And to me, that was one thing. But number two, it's super positive. It's about finding that one that is your better half and holding on to them no matter what. And I hope to find that one day. But I see examples of that in people's relationships, and um, they definitely deserve a song because life is hard and relationships are hard. So that's a song for them.
So on to my very next question for you. So what made you decide as a person, and especially as an artist, to get into the whole singing in the first place?
Uh, it was, I wouldn't say it was an accident because I always thought that singers and just playing guitar, like I watched somebody play guitar and I thought that was like magic. I was like, how can you just sit there and play a melody? I know there's chords, I know they're structured, but whenever, someone's not even thinking about it, they're just picking something like, well, oh, what song is that? I don't know. I was just playing. I just made that up. Like that was magic to me. And then I was a really shy person, so someone to get up on stage, like say a George Strait, and not, there's no like pyrotechnics, there's no dancing, there's no craziness, which is also very, very cool in its own way. But I'm just saying, someone that's just standing there delivering a story, singing notes, and then everyone in the crowd feeling what they're feeling, that was something that I wish I could do, but I never thought I would do. So I was 15 years old, and a music store opened up in High Springs, where I'm from. My mom cut hair at a barber shop there, Jerry's Barber Shop, and I would go get my hair cut, say I love you to my mom, and then kind of explore a little bit. Well, I stumbled into the music store and I saw a guitar hanging up on the wall. I thought if I could play two or three songs that I would sing to myself, no one else. It wasn't to impress anybody. I was just wanting to learn, and then that would be the best thing ever. So my dad bought the guitar for me. Josh Turner at the time came out with a song called Long Black Train. It was the first time I ever heard of Josh Turner, and he has this amazing deep voice. And I just heard it on my local radio station. I was like, man, that ties in God and freight trains, and I really wasn't even actually thinking about that part at the time. I just thought he had an amazing voice, and my parents kept me in church. All the men in my family drive freight trains. It was just the perfect storm to where then I saw what he looked like. And I was like, there's no way that guy has a voice like that. If you look at Josh, he's like you and me. He's skinny. There's no way he's gonna have this super deep voice, you know. And it blew me away. So I said, Lord, if I had a voice like that, I'd do something about it. Well, mind you, I was 15 years old, but a week later, I had developed a deep voice. So my starting point was I made a deal with God. That's what that's what I thought. I still believe that. I want to use the gifts that He gave me to make the world a better place. And what I mean by that is writing songs, cutting songs that make a huge difference in people's lives, whether that's a happy note, whether they're going through something and they need something to get them through, or that changes their perspective on the way they see the world. So that's how I started. My mom pushed me up in front of church to sing Long Black Train, and that was the worst thing that I thought could ever happen to me at the time, which I've been through a lot of things, but stage fright is very scary. This weekend, I'm singing the national anthem at the Gator Nationals here in Gainesville, which is a lot of people, and uh, it's I'm a lot better with crowds now, but you're just standing there singing the national anthem. Don't mess up, right? So that's nerves there.
So that's my next question for you, Cliff. By the way, what's it like when you're performing in front of crowds and the connections that you form as an artist? Like, what's it like, like forming connections?
It's amazing. I'm lucky to. I'm sitting here watching people tune in, and there's amazing people that I met just through shows, but also just in my community that's come support me at shows, and I want to say thank you to those people that are here, and it's amazing to share that connection of if it's a cover song, say Amarillo by Morning by George Strait, and that's one of their favorite songs, to share that moment with them. But afterwards, just talking to them, listening to their stories, and meet new people. You meet so many great people that because they originally show up to have a great time. So if you deliver on that and show kindness back, and um, it really makes my day, especially whenever you write a song and then somebody says, "Oh, that reminds me of this time in my life." It's not your story, but it's they put themselves in the place of that song, and to me that's the point. And I think you can do a lot of good with that as long as you do it in the right way.
So on to my very next question. So, what if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry? Who would they be and why?
Currently, right now, I would say Eric Church, because he's an amazing songwriter, and I just like him in general. I love his work ethic. I mean, I don't know how he does this now or how he does the show now, but he plays every concert like it's a bar show. I mean, like 4 hours, and he doesn't have to do that. He's doing it because he loves it, and he's doing it because those people paid, whatever that ticket price is, which is typically pretty expensive, to take time out of their schedule and be there for him. So, I mean, he seems like a pretty stand-up guy, and I love his music and his writing. So that's one. Do they all have to be alive?
Alive or dead? Up to you.
Okay. All right. Well, um, this may be a typical answer, but I would say Elvis Presley.
Okay.
I want to be in the room whenever Elvis is there. I would love to just be in the audience.
Yes.
I wasn't alive then, but just to see the electricity that he put on during the show. And I mean, whenever he was great all the way through, but whenever it was like new, whenever he was figuring it out, whenever he was still nervous, yeah, I'd say doing, even if it was just a slow song, doing a song with him on stage, that'd be cool. Two others. Wow, I'm dragging this out, aren't I? So Chris Stapleton, he's pretty amazing. I think just all the songs that he writes. He's a very seems to be soft spoken guy. I've seen him live several times, and recently at Country Radio Seminar, he was there. He was compared to everyone else. When he walked up, he was whispering in the microphone. He was just, he was talking like this now, and I'm like, what is he saying? I can't. And then you could barely hear what he was saying, but whenever he opened up his mouth and sang, it was like seven singers, and just an amazing talent, great person. And one more, let's see. I think George Strait. Yeah, I keep on bringing up his name. To me, he's just like a huge cornerstone and in the country community, and just I have a lot of nostalgia and sentimental things to his music. So any of his songs to work with him, or say to write a song that he cuts one day. I'm gonna put that into the world. Maybe that happens. But yeah, George Strait.
So on to the very next question. So if you could go anywhere on tour, travel to any country, any destination in the world, where would you want to go to as an artist?
Uh, Anywhere they would have me. No. So Australia, I would say. I mean, I know every time I say Australia to someone, they're like, like everything can kill you there, right? And I'll live in a bubble. I'm pretty sure I'll survive. Typically, people do, right? Um, but it just I've never been, so I'm speaking from ignorance a little bit, but I just think country music there. I've seen several artists. Um, is it? I might be speaking out of turn, but someone coming out of there right now. I think it's Zach and George. There's a duo coming out.
I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry if I got that wrong.
All good.
I think George is one of them for sure. So sorry. But they just have really good energy about them, and I would like to see how their fan base is there. So I think they would just like do an arena there. That'd be cool.
I have to ask, by the way, if you could see one animal in Australia, which animal would it be and why?
Mm, do they have wallabies there?
We do have wallabies in Australia.
Yeah, aren't they
Yes.
pretty cute?
Yeah, they are. Compared to the kangaroos that like
Yeah,
in the wild.
I don't trust a kangaroo.
No.
No, no. Yeah, yeah. I would say a wallaby.
Okay. Nice. So on to my very next question for you, Cliff. So if you could give your younger self advice, looking back over your career in the industry of music, if you could give your younger self advice, and if you could travel to any decade in time and space, what decade would you want to go to and why?
Uh, Um, the '70s, because I think there was a lot of really really good music uh, performed and made there. And there was also a lot of artists that were big in the '50s and '60s that were still out doing stuff. I don't know what year it was. It was probably like maybe in the '80s then or '90s, but Johnny Cash went on tour with Billy Graham. I would want to be at like behind stage, like uh, during that dynamic, just to see how like Johnny Cash was then. But I mean, just so many good bands in the '70s, and what I would tell myself if I could go back. Um, I feel like I wanted it so bad then. I still do. So I don't think too much has changed. I've just been through more experiences and say learn from experience rather than because I was pretty measured then. But I would just say to not be so serious, or not be, don't have so much anxiety around like what's going to happen. Like I seriously want to do this stuff. Like this is my world, and I want to write the best songs possible. I want to be the best at everything that I can do. Um, so I think it was just that was more intense then too, and I hadn't learned a lot yet. Because I did go into music knowing, because I'm not from a musical family. I, I knew that I may not be great now, but I'll get better. And the only way to get better is to do it. And that's why at 21, I'm 29 now. At 21, I quit my day jobs and was just a full-time musician. And I haven't went back yet. Haven't looked back yet. But yeah, I would just say to like not be so intense about it.
On to my very next question. So, what are like the positive and negative side into the music industry, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
You gotta have a lot of faith. Um, whether you have anxiety or intensity, in those moments or not. You got to have faith, and you got to have somebody to talk to, um, whether it be a family member or I think praying helps quite a bit too. But there's no, and like I said, everybody's journey is different, so there's so many variables to it. But yeah, have faith that you're going to get better. It's going to get better, and life has ups and downs. I know that's kind of a generic answer, but I think that's really the only way that you get through it when it comes to just everything seeming to be going wrong, say 1 week. Um, yeah,
So on to my very next question. So if you could give upcoming artists advice on wanting to start out in the music industry, what advice would you give to upcoming artists?
I would say figure out what your strong suits are. Say, I felt like mine was writing early on. So write a lot and like sharpen that. And then whenever you get busy to where you need a team, identify what you can't do very well and select a team on that. Like for example, like I have my manager, she's amazing, Emily. Um, like she can market something or coordinate something, and it takes work, but to her, like that's like me going up and doing a show, and for me it would be a whole lot. It'd be a hard process for me to do something like that. So have good people around you, and have people you can talk to as well, and that and something that I'm still working on myself because it's a consistency thing, but also don't let anybody outwork you on your team. Just because you have a team and you have people to do stuff, don't get comfortable just because like everyone needs to be working at 110%. And also it's your dream, so don't expect that's like whenever say you have to like have new band members and stuff, or you're working with other musicians on a different show. It's your dream. Don't expect anybody to pull more weight than you.
So on to my very last question for you, Cliff. So like what's next for you for the rest of 2024? What can people expect music-wise from Cliff?
Yeah. So we got all kinds of exciting stuff going on. Like I said, this weekend gonna sing the national anthem at the Gator Nationals. About to go down to Bayside High School in Palm Bay and raise money for the senior class down there and get to talk to them. Um, next month, we're going to Pennsylvania and West Virginia. We're playing a venue out there with the band near a university. And then in Pennsylvania, we're playing a benefit for the volunteer fire department out there to raise money. Apparently, they have this event once a year, and it gives them the funds to, do maintenance, have all the gear that they need to carry on until next year. So we're headlining that. A lot of radio touring, new singles, new music. I was actually listening to the mixes of the new music today, and it sounds really good. We've been working on that the past 6 months, I'd say. And to go back to our first questions, there is one cover on there, but the other one's all original and one's a co-write. So that's exciting to just have my influence in there quite a bit. And even the cover, it's a well-known song, but if you compare it to my life and my story, it's pretty spot on. So I think that, and people have heard it, so I think they'll see that, be familiar with it, but also be able to relate to. It's a song about life. Um, a lot. I could keep on naming off things, but new music, radio, band shows, and uh, raising money for good causes. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time, Cliff, for joining my show. It means the incredible world to me. Thank you again.
Thank you,
Do you have
Jacob.
any last? No, you're very welcome. Do you have any last final thoughts or anything that you would like to share to people on the show?
Yeah. Um, I just want to say if you do want to follow me, obviously you can get to my Instagram right here, but Facebook is Cliff Dorsey Music. You can find the music Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music. Just look up Cliff Dorsey. TikTok is Cliff Dorsey Music. And I'll most likely at some point be coming to your city, wherever you're at. And thank you for having me. And I hope to get across the pond a little bit and I got my passport, so I just need to get some stamps on it now, Uh, and other than that, just take care. And also, just anytime that you're in town, let me know. I think Music City would probably be your thing. So come on out. I'll probably be playing somewhere and introduce you to some people to get some more interviews going.
They always got a heavy pour. I got the high score on the dartboard by the back door. I always came here to watch the game here. She drank the same beer. It was dang near perfect. We had some good old days. Since it ended, no, it ain't been the same. Damn, I really love this place. It's a shame. I gotta find a new neon. Tinted door I can walk through, bartender to talk to, jukebox and lean on. Where I won't see your name on a wall by the name. I don't wanna watch her move on. Someone new to our old song. Lost a lot more than I thought. Now she's gone down. I gotta find a new neon. It's got a cover deck, $2 long necks. When you go, all your clothes smell like cigarettes. In another town she don't know about, I can hang around cause she ain't in the crowd. Where there ain't history in a mile summer memory. Gotta find a new neon. Tinted door I can walk through, bartender to talk to, jukebox and lean on. Where I won't see her name on the wall by the name. I don't wanna watch her move on. Someone new to our old song. Lost a lot more than I thought. Now she's gone down. Gotta find a new neon. Gonna start a new life, hit a new dive, see things in a new light. I'm gonna start a new life, hit a new dive, see things in a new light. Gotta find a new neon. Tinted door I can walk through, bartender to talk to. Where I won't see your name on the